A very good evening to you and welcome to tonight's edition of Primetime News, coming to you live from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. My name is Krishan Devasagayam.
And I am Hashini Patharana. First up is a look at your headlines for tonight.
The headlines on Newsfirst. Navy Dwarra fast attack craft capsizes in seas off Angulana. 11 sailors rescued. Special search operations underway to locate a missing sailor. We are not afraid of threats. Drug eradication operations have been recognized by the international community. A statement from the IGP. Minister of Public Security meets with prisoners. Initiates program to fast-track 9,000 delayed government analyst reports. Investigations launched over alleged drug trafficker. Shiran Basik's involvement in the recent unrest at prisons. Minor rivers in Monaragala and Ampara districts dry up due to the dry weather. 2 powerful earthquakes hit Indonesia in one day, killing dozens.
And in your top story tonight, a search operation is underway to locate one Navy sailor who remains missing after a Navy fast attack patrol craft capsized in the seas of Angulana. The Sri Lanka Navy and Air Force are conducting the joint search operation.
Now, police said another 11 Navy sailors aboard the vessel were rescued. Navy media spokesperson Commander Chaminda Valakuduge said that the injured sailors were admitted to the Kotalavala Defence University Hospital and the Navy Hospital.
Time today around 11:40 a.m. Location: seas off the coast of Angulana Beach. A Sri Lanka Navy Super Dovra Mark III craft met with an accident in the seas off Angulana in close proximity to the Angulana beach. A person residing at a house close to the Angulana beach had witnessed the vessel at the moment of the accident. Very promptly, he had informed the officer in charge of the Angulana police, and the police, acting immediately, launched a swift operation to rescue the Navy personnel with the assistance of the fishermen. Disregarding the warnings regarding rough seas, a rescue operation to save the lives of the Navy personnel was launched with the assistance of the fishermen and the police under the direct supervision of the Angulana Police OIC. Through this rescue operation, the lives of 11 Navy personnel were saved and police took steps to hospitalize the injured. However, one Navy personnel has been reported missing. The person who witnessed the vessel capsizing explained the incident.
මම මේ ගෙදර ඉන්න එළියට බයිනකොට බැල්කනි ඉඳන් මම දැක්ක මේ ඩෝරා එකක් එනවා වැල් එනකොට ඒක එකපාරට නැවිතිලා දුමත් දැම්මන් පස්සේ එකපාරටම විනාඩි 4ක් වගේ යනකොට පොට්ටුව කෙලින් වෙලා එම්මම එකපාරට යට ගියාන් පස්සේ මම ගාට දුවගෙන ඇවිල්ලා අඟුලානේ අපේ ඔයසි අණ්ඩාර මහත්තයාට ඇවිල්ලා කිව්වන් පස්සේ ඒ සර් ගාට මේ මහත්තුරු කට්ටියවත් එක්කන් ගිහිල්ලා වැල්ලට ගාන මෙහෙම බෝට්ටුව පිටත් කරලා අර කෝල් එහෙම අරගෙන ගුවන් යාන ඒව කතා කරලා ඒ කට්ටියව බේරගත්තා 11 දෙනෙක්. අද මේ මාත්‍යා නැත්නම් ඉතින් මේ කට්ටිය ගොඩක් අසරණ වෙන්නත් තිබ්බා, ජීවිත නැති වෙන්න තිබ්බා.
මට මිනිස්සෙක් ඇවිල්ලා කිව්වා මේ වගේ සිද්ධියක් බෝට්ටුවක් වෙන අනතුරක් වාගේ දැනුණා. ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන් හොයලා බැලුවා හොඳයි කියලා හදිස්සියේ මට කතා කරා. ඊට මම නිලධාරීන් එක්ක මම ඇවිල්ලා බැලුවා බලනකොට සිද්ධිය මේ ඇත්තව තේරුණා. ඒ නිසා මම මගේ නිලධාරීත් එක්ක මම දාලා මේ බෝට්ටු ටිකක් යවුවා සිද්ධිය වුණ තැනට. ඊට පස්සේ අනතුරටපත් වෙච්ච මේ නාවික හමුදා නිලධාරීන්ට මේ ගොඩට ගෙනාවා 12 දෙනෙක් ගිහලා තිබ්බා පස්සේ දැනගත්තේ 11 දෙනෙක් අරන් ආවා.
A special operation was launched to find the missing Navy personnel and the distressed vessel, for which a Sri Lanka Air Force Mi-17 helicopter as well as a Bell 412 type helicopter were deployed along with several Navy vessels. Meanwhile, fishermen of the area expressed their views regarding the dangerous nature of the sea in this area.
අපි කොච්චර සැර වුණත් අපි මගේ බෝට්ටුව මගේ පුතයි මායි මේ කෙලින්ම මේ පැද්දා සැර වෙරළ බලන්න නැතුව පැද්දා. අතර නැවක් ගිල්ලා දිනෝ එන්නේ. යෝග දැන් මේ රජවල් 3-4කටම මේ දැනුවත් කරලා දිනෝ ලිපි ලේඛන මගින් ඉල්ලීම් කරලා දිනෝ කිසි ඉවරක් අරගෙන නැහැ.
The Sri Lanka Navy says that an investigation is currently underway regarding the accident. In another headline-making story tonight, Inspector General of Police Priyantha Veerasurya said that international support has been secured to help extradite criminals with red notices back to Sri Lanka. He also emphasized on the international community's perspective on the government's ongoing anti-narcotic initiatives.
There are 73 individuals with red notices, and we believe there are close to another 100. Also, we have received great international support. Even foreign states have acknowledged that our drug operations are very successful. I haven't received any such threats as yet. However, it is observed that those who provided assistance, aid and invested in these operations have been shaken up. Such issues do not trouble the police. We are never afraid of them. At the same time, when we join the police force, we keep our fears aside and we prepare ourselves fully for anything. I can travel from one end to the other end of the country without any security. I believe those politicians who made those statements cannot reach that level because they have told many lies, committed many social injustices and caused immense destruction to society. We have not done such a thing.
Permission has been obtained to detain and question alleged large-scale drug trafficker Shiran Basik for 72 hours.
The Central Crimes Investigation Bureau in Colombo is conducting investigations into the suspect.
Shiran Basik, who had fled the country and been hiding in Dubai, has been repatriated to Sri Lanka. He was brought back to the country last night. 48-year-old Shiran Basik is a resident of Dehiwala. Police said investigations are underway to determine whether he has any connection to clashes that occurred at prisons across the country in recent days. Police also stated that information has emerged linking him to the clash that took place at the Valikada prison in 2012. Investigations are underway against him by the Police Narcotics Bureau as well as the Dehiwala and Mount Lavinia police stations in connection with alleged drug trafficking. He is also facing charges related to the possession of firearms and dangerous weapons, membership in an unlawful assembly and causing mischief. Investigations are also underway into illegal assets allegedly amassed by the suspect through drug trafficking and other organized criminal activities.
A suspect who was in the midst of a plot to assassinate prison officers has been arrested. Police stated that the suspect arrested in this manner was a 30-year-old resident of Badovita. Upon inspecting his mobile phone, it was revealed that he had been planning to murder 2 prison officers under the instructions of an organized criminal and drug trafficker operating from abroad named Kosmalli. Police stated that during the inspection of the suspect's mobile phone, audio recordings of conversations held with the criminal named Kosmalli were also discovered. They mentioned that he had been released on bail 3 days before the unrest at the New Magazine prison. They also stated that the suspect is also a close associate of Mohammed Asman, an organized criminal who died during the unrest at the New Magazine prison. According to the police, Asman had acted as the gunman in the double murder that took place last year on Vatarapala Road, Dehiwala.
Minister of Public Security Ananda Vijaypala states that necessary arrangements are being made to finalize 9,000 government analyst reports within this month and submit them to court.
Public Security Minister Ananda Vijaypala inspected the situation at the Palansena Open Prison Camp in Negombo today.
බන්ධනාගාර තුල තදබදයක් අධික තදබදයක් තියෙනවා කියන එක අපි පිළිගන්නවා. ඒ පිළිබඳව
We acknowledge that there is a severe overcrowding inside prisons. The Minister of Justice has already formulated a plan to reduce these numbers. Furthermore, with the intervention of the President, all necessary arrangements have been made to finalize 9,000 government analyst reports within this month, obtain those delayed reports and coordinate them through the police to submit them to court. Since that alone wouldn't be sufficient, we felt it necessary to go directly into the wards where they are being held and have discussions with them. We inquired about the issues they are facing, including food and sanitary facilities. Their main expectation and constant request is to expedite the government analyst reports and present them to courts. We have formulated an action plan for that, especially discussing the problems faced by the officials and the issues faced by the inmates. It is the government's desire to bring those in this prison swiftly before the law with an integrated approach and transform them into good citizens of society.
නීති ඉදිරියට පමුණුලා උණුත් සමාජයේ යහපත් පුරවැසියන් බවට පත් කිරීම රජයේ වුවමනාව.
Weather first.
A meeting to review the impact caused by the prevailing dry weather condition will be held on the 17th of August.
Therani Karunaratne brings us more details on this and the weather forecast. Therani?
Thank you very much, Hashini and Krishan. Well, Minister of Housing, Construction and Water Supply, Susil Rana Singh, has said that the Cabinet subcommittee aimed at mitigating the impact of the El Nino condition has convened a meeting with the participation of all stakeholders. Residents of several areas are already severely affected by the dry weather.
This is the Ampara Reservoir, located near Ampara town. Spanning across 900 acres, the water level of the Ampara Reservoir is currently dropping rapidly. Nearly 200 fishing families depend on this reservoir. However, fishermen point out that along with the depleting water levels, their catch has also declined.
මාළුවා වුණු සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම අඩු වෙලා තියෙන වෙන මාළු කිලෝ 20ක් විතර 30ක් විතර ඔරුව පේනවා දැන් මාළු කිලෝ 5ක් 6ක් වෙන්නේ
මේක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මේ විදියට කවදාවත් වතුර අඩු වෙලා හිඳිලා නැහැ දැන් මේ තියෙන කාල්ගුණ තත්ත්වෙත් එක්ක වෙන්න ඇති ඉස්සරහට තව පැවුවොත් දැන් මේ එන අස්සෙන්නත් නැති වෙනවා ඒ කියන්නේ මම හිතන්නේ 100%ක්ම ආදායම අහිමි වෙන තත්ත්වයක තමයි තියෙන්නේ.
According to data from the National Disaster Relief Services Centre, 7,372 people from 2,389 families have been affected in the Ampara district due to the dry weather. Wild animals have also been severely affected by the dry weather. This is the fate that has befallen buffaloes in Kantale due to a lack of water. While there are about 45 small, medium and large-scale reservoirs under the Kantale Divisional Secretariat Division, all of them are currently drying up. The Kantale Reservoir, which has a maximum water capacity of 114,000 acre-feet, currently holds only 3,627 acre-feet today. This is the current situation of the Sinipura River in Kantale.
ණය කන්නේ මම හිතන්නේ කුඹුරෝටත් වතුර දිගන්න විදියක් නැහැ. සියලුම වැව් හිඳි යන තත්ත්වයට පෙනියන්නේ. දැන් මේ වෙනකොට දීවරයන් පවා අසරණ වෙලා තියෙනවා. දීවරයන් මාළුවර ඇකියාවට යන්න විදියක් නැහැ.
Deul River, covering an area of about 300 acres, is drying up rapidly. Residents say that even the remaining water in it is unfit for use.
නිතරම කොළපාටා මේ වතුර ටික. ඉතින් මේවා ඉතින් සතෙක්ව බොන්නේ නැහැ මේ වතුර. මේ බොන්නේ කොහොමද සතෙක් හරි.
The situation is similar in many areas such as Kantale, Wanala, Jayantipura and Madagama.
කුඩා කුඩා වැව් සේරම හිඳිලා තියෙන්නේ සත්තුන්ට කන්න නැතුව සත්තු මැරෙනවා. මේ වගේම තමයි අපිට සාමාන්‍ය දිය නාගන්න දැන් තැනක් නැහැ. වලවල් හැරුවත් ඒ වගේ වතුරක් හිටින්නේ නැහැ. දැන් මාස 6ක් විතර පමණ මේ කාලයකින් මෙහාට වර්ෂාවක්වත් නැහැ.
Residents of several villages in Anuradhapura district are severely affected by the dry weather. An eggplant cultivation in Karabagama, Thirappane has been completely destroyed due to a lack of water. A number of small reservoirs in Thirappane have already begun to dry up. The water levels of several tanks, including Marakulama Mahawawa, Alutabandi Wawa, Pathis Wawa, Obabagama Wawa, Dik Wawa, and Ittikatiya Wawa are dropping. Dairy farmers point out that providing food and water for cattle has become a major issue.
කලින් වතුර දීපුවා කෑම ටිකක් මෙහෙට ඇවිල්ලා වදිනවා අර යනවා. දැන් කන්ටත් නෑ වතුර හොල්ලන්න තමයි අමාරු ටිකක්. වහින්නත් නෑ.
Now, while dry weather prevails in several parts of the island, rainy conditions are also being experienced in some other areas. The Department of Meteorology says several spells of showers will occur in the western, Sabaragamuwa as well as northwestern provinces and also in the Kandy, Nuwara Eliya, Galle and Mathura districts. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the Uva province and in the districts of Ampara and Batiklu in the evening. Fairly strong winds of about 30 to 40 kilometers per hour can be expected at times over the northern, north central, northwestern and also in the southern provinces as well as in the Trincomalee district. The Met Department requests the general public to take adequate precautions to minimize temporary localized strong winds as well as the damages caused due to these during thunder showers.
Get accurate and trusted news alerts delivered straight to your mobile phone. Activate the Newsfirst Dialogue SMS service. Simply scan the QR code. Subscribe today and stand a chance to win a brand new smartphone or television in our lucky draw.
Welcome back to the news. Now, the 80th Independence Day of India was celebrated with flag hoisting ceremonies across the country.
Addressing the nation from the ramparts of the historic Red Fort, Prime Minister Narendra Modi called for a firm national resolve to make India a developed and self-reliant nation by 2047, the 100th anniversary of its independence from the British colonial rule.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi led the celebrations by addressing the nation from the ramparts of the historic Red Fort for the 13th consecutive time. For the first time, the national song Vande Mataram was rendered during the celebrations at the Red Fort. Prime Minister Modi hoisted the national flag and led the country's 80th Independence Day celebrations. The Prime Minister was accorded a ceremonial guard of honour before addressing the nation. Modi said India must move forward over the next 5 to 7 years with the vision of Saptadara or 7 streams, focusing on manufacturing, agriculture and food processing, technology and innovation, infrastructure, defence, the green and blue economy and soft power.
आज हर दिलों की धड़कन वंदे मातरम के नाद से गूंज रही है.
Today, India has also seen a very big dream, a dream seen with firm resolve, a dream to touch new heights. That dream is, when we mark 100 years of independence in 2047, we will be a developed India. We have to achieve this goal through the efforts of 1.4 billion countrymen. And when the country with the largest population in the world takes a pledge to develop, it becomes a symbol of our courage in the eyes of the world. The world is forced to change its perspectives towards us. Now, to build a developed India, we need a new stream. Today, from the ramparts of the Red Fort, I invoke the 7 streams of power before the country. In the coming 5 to 7 years, we will give the country new heights and new momentum with the strength of these 7 streams, something that has not happened in the last 5 to 7 decades. And we will build the strength to achieve new goals. Along with this, the strength of the country's youth will be fully utilized in nation building. From being counted once among the fragile 5, within 12 years we have become the fastest growing major economy. The resolution to become a developed India in 2047 can never remain incomplete. For this, self-confidence is needed, self-respect is needed, and along with that, it is very important to have a self-reliant India.
आज जो इस समारोह में उपस्थित है,
a special event was held at India House, the official residence of the Indian High Commissioner in Colombo, in celebration of India's 80th Independence Day. The event was held under the auspices of Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Santosh Jha. Meanwhile, commemorations for India's 80th Independence Day were organized at several locations across the island today.
Today marked the official integration of 3 state-of-the-art medical equipment systems valued at 620 million rupees into patient care services at the National Hospital of Kandy. The event was chaired by Minister of Health and Mass Media, Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa.
Under the Health Systems Enhancement Project, funded by the Asian Development Bank, a state-of-the-art cardiac catheterization laboratory unit valued at 250 million rupees, a mammography unit valued at 180 million rupees, and a CT scan unit valued at 190 million rupees were vested in the public.
We had 1 cardiac catheterization unit here at the hospital. However, among all hospitals in the country, the National Hospital of Kandy has the highest number of patients on the waiting list. Within this year alone, we are adding 16 technologically advanced cardiac catheterization units to our hospital system. The equipment provided are the most modern technological equipment currently used in Sri Lanka. Through the state-of-the-art equipment, we expect to provide better health services to the people, especially reduce the waiting lists for those services and ensure that those services are provided to the general public promptly.
Work is underway along the upcountry railway line, which was damaged by cyclone Ditwa. Here's a look into the progress of the restoration work.
Cyclone Ditwa caused severe damage to our country's railway system. A total of 97 locations along the railway line from Maradana to Kandy were damaged. Reconstruction work at 92 of those locations has now been fully completed. The upcountry railway line to Kandy was severely damaged between Ihalakote and Kadugannava. Among them, the area near the Balana railway station suffered the most damage. 5 locations were destroyed by landslides and earth slips. Currently, trains along the upcountry line are only operating from Colombo to Rambukkana. Train operations from Rambukkana to Nanuoya have not resumed as yet. Train operations from Nanuoya to Badulla began on the 20th of June.
In more local news, the annual feast of the historic Madhu Church was held today. A large gathering from all over the island participated in the event, and the main Holy Mass was presided over by His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit.
The annual feast of the Madhu Church is held every year on the 15th of August, centered around the feast of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary. The Holy Mass of the annual feast commenced at 6:15 a.m. A large number of bishops, including the Bishop of Mana, Right Reverend Dr. Jnanaprakasam Antony Pillai, and Catholic priests participated in this religious service. At the conclusion of the Holy Mass, the procession carrying the statue of Our Lady of Madhu commenced. This year's annual feast of the Madhu Church was broadcast live via Sirasa TV, Shakti TV and TV1 channels.
The historic Kandy Asala Perahera is scheduled to parade the streets from the 18th of August till the 28th of August. Now, Inspector General of Police Attorney at Law Priyantha Veerasurya briefed the Mahanayaka Theras today regarding the security arrangements in place within the city of Kandy as well as its surrounding areas.
The Inspector General of Police and his entourage paid a courtesy call on the Most Venerable Tibatuave Shri Sumangala Mahanayaka Thera, the Mahanayaka of the Malbatu chapter of the Siam sect. Subsequently, they explained the security arrangements in place for the upcoming Perahera.
ගොඩක් අපි ඔක්කොම සැලසුම් කරලා තියෙන්නේ කිසිම ගැටලුවක් ඇති නෙවෙයි. බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන වෙනදට වැඩිය මොනජන්‍ය සහභාගී වෙයි කියලා. සුවිධා මුදාවලත් සහාය හම්බ වෙනවා. සිවිල් ඇඳුම් ප්‍රාධිකාරී සෑම ප්‍රමාණයක $1 ආරක්ෂාව තහවුරු කරලා තියෙනවා. පරිම උත්සාහ කරනවා කිසිම සිදුවීමක් ඇති නොවෙන්න පෙරහැර කටයුතු කරන්න ඕන. ඒක
Following this, the Inspector General of Police also paid a call on the Most Venerable Varakagoda Shri Gnanaratana Thera, the Mahanayaka of the Askirya chapter of the Siam sect, and briefed him on the security arrangements.
Meanwhile, the final Grand Randoli Mahaperahera of the 76th annual Asala Perahera festival of the Bellanvilla Raja Mahaviharaya will parade the streets tonight. The casket bearing the sacred relics will be borne by the ceremonial tusker of the Ruhunu Mahakataragama Devalaya. The Asala festival will conclude tomorrow morning following the water cutting ceremony and the alms giving to the deities. The Grand Randoli Mahaperahera is scheduled to be broadcast live on Sirasa TV starting at 10:30 p.m. tonight. The Kelaniya University's Centre for Gender Studies yesterday marked 15 years of advancing equality.
The Centre for Gender Studies at the University of Kelaniya celebrated its 15th anniversary yesterday. The anniversary ceremony brought together academic leaders, government officials and international partners. Highlights of the ceremony included the felicitation of former directors, awards for a youth SGBV awareness competition and a high-level panel discussion charting the course toward the Sustainable Development Goals. Established in 2011, it stands as the very first centre of its kind in the nation's university system.
I have often thought to myself that what we encounter at the University of Kelaniya is like a microcosm of society in Sri Lanka in general, and whatever we can do to help society understand those issues, identify the causes that bring us to where we are, and then look at the possible alternative solutions that are available to us and bring about a more equitable, fairer society for all of us. That's something that we really need to be able to do as a national university.
15 years ago, the centre was established with the vision to create a space within the university where gender could be studied critically, discussed openly, and connected to the realities of our society. Since its establishment, the centre has grown into more than an academic space. It has become an open and inclusive platform for discussing gender equity and equality, generating and sharing research-based knowledge, implication of gender-related policies, and creating meaningful dialogue on the gender issues that shape our society.
Over the past decade and a half, the centre has spearheaded vital national research on gender-based violence and female mortality in partnership with UN agencies like UNDP, UNFPA and UNESCO. It has also driven key institutional reforms, including the university's new gender policy framework and anti-harassment bylaws. Looking ahead, the centre announced plans to introduce a higher diploma in gender studies, reinforcing its commitment to an inclusive future.
The Journal of Community Scientists was launched yesterday in Colombo.
The inaugural scientific journal launch, organized by the International Community Scientists Academy, aims to showcase scientific research and articles contributed by members of the wider community. The launch also featured a special discussion focusing on the past and future by Professor Diyanath Samarasinghe. Professor Atula Sumatipala and Tharangani Wickramasinghe, Secretary to the Ministry of Women and Child Affairs, also addressed the gathering. Doctors and other distinguished guests were also present at the ceremony, which marked the launch of the inaugural publication and its contribution towards recognizing community participation in scientific knowledge and innovation. The official web page of the International Community Scientists Academy was also launched.
A powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of Indonesia early today, which was followed by dozens of aftershocks, killing at least 47 people and toppling buildings.
Meanwhile, another earthquake of magnitude 6.4 struck the northern Sumatra region of Indonesia this evening. Stevin Machado is ready to bring us details on this story and more international news. Stevin.
Thank you, Krishan. Thank you, Hashini. Now, yes, the U.S. Geological Survey said that the epicenter of the magnitude 7.7 earthquake hit off the coast of the island of Flores at a shallow depth of 10 kilometers. Now, shallow earthquakes up to 70 kilometers deep are considered more dangerous and destructive. Tsunami waves of less than 1 meter were recorded in several areas of the country before the warning was lifted 3 hours after the quake. Now, earlier this evening, another 6.4 magnitude earthquake struck Indonesia's North Sumatra province today, but there was no tsunami threat and no immediate reports of aftershocks and damages. The country's meteorological agency has confirmed. Now, the quake occurred at a depth of 168 kilometers with its epicenter located on land about 11 kilometers southeast of the Simalungun, according to the agency's statement. Let's have a look.
Rescuers combed through debris for survivors after the powerful earthquake struck off Indonesia's Flores Island. The official death toll has been rising as the search and rescue operation gets underway. The BNPP agency said several people had been injured to varying degrees. Rescuers around the port town of Aumere found 20 dead, 6 severely injured and 2 trapped under the rubble. Aumere is the main town in Sika Regency on Flores Island in the east of Indonesia's vast archipelago. The quake struck off the island of Flores shortly before 5 a.m. Indonesian time today. Strong aftershocks were felt in the same area, including one with a magnitude of 6.1. A tsunami warning was issued but lifted around 3 hours after the initial jolt when no significant sea level rise was detected. Indonesia is prone to earthquakes and volcanic activity, lying along the meeting point of 3 major tectonic plates. Meanwhile, according to the United States Geological Survey, a moderately strong 5.2 magnitude earthquake also struck in Spain today. The earthquake struck the southern Spanish city of Granada in the early hours of today. Its focus was at a depth of 2 kilometers. The epicenter was located near the town of Arlandine. Regional authorities reported that emergency services received approximately 200 calls. No casualties have been reported so far. However, the earthquake caused structural damage across the area, with residents reporting cracks in structures, minor collapses including walls and cornices, and damages to several buildings.
Krishan, the cricket fever is back in Sri Lanka.
Well, yes, Hashini, Theruni Karunaratne is ready to bring you the latest of the cricket news happening in the country at present. Theruni.
Thank you very much once again, Krishan and Hashini. Well, the first test match between the touring Indian team and the Sri Lankan team began today. The match is being played at the Galle International Cricket Stadium.
Winning the toss, India elected to bat fast. Yashasvi Jaiswal opened the Indian innings alongside Lokesh Rahul.
It's a touchful.
Yashasvi Jaiswal was run out after scoring 32 runs. Lokesh Rahul and Devdutt Padikkal put on 150 runs for the second wicket partnership. When Lokesh Rahul left the field due to an injury, he was unbeaten on 77 runs. Indian skipper Shubman Gill then came to the crease. Prabhat Jayasuriya succeeded in dismissing him for 16 runs. Playing a brilliant innings, Devdutt Padikkal scored a century. This is his maiden century in international Test cricket. At stumps on the first day, India had 288 runs on the scoreboard for the loss of 2 wickets. Devdutt Padikkal is unbeaten on 131 runs.
And with that, we wrap up Primetime News for tonight.
Thank you for watching. Take care, good night, and God bless you.